Okay. In the month before their IB exams, 8 male students recorded the number of hours they spent on social media. For each student, the number of hours on social media, X, and the number of IB diploma points they earned is shown in this table. On a graph, draw a scatter diagram. Use the scale 2 centimeters to represent 5 hours on the X and 2 centimeters to represent 10 hours on the Y. All right, so as you're setting up this table here, okay, our X and our Y axes, okay, so our x-axis here is going to be hours, and it's going to be 2 centimeters is 5 hours. So the paper here, this is 1 centimeter paper, or a grid. So this would be 5 hours, or I'm sorry, 2 centimeters is 5 hours, 10 hours, etc. My y-axis, I'm going to use 2 centimeters to represent 10 points. So this would be 10 points, 20 points, 30 points, 40 points. Okay, so this is points. And this is hours on social media. Okay, now go ahead and plot these points. Okay, so I want to find the average of the X's, the hours, and the average of the diploma points. So I can do this arithmetic right here. I can use my calculator and do the one variable statistics. Okay, this will give me the mean of the X's, which is 21. And then if I go back and go stat, calc, one variable statistics, and change this to L2, my mean for that is 31. Okay, so then it says plot the mean point and label it M. So on my graph here, I'm going to plot 21, 31. So let's see, this would be 22 and a half, so 21 about halfway. And then I'm going to say 31 is around, see, this would be 35, so maybe about there. Okay, and then I'm going to label it with an M. Okay, write down the Pearson product correlation coefficient. Okay, so we go stat, calc, linear regression. Whoops.
So it's your turn.
Let's see, I want the X list to be L1, Y list to be L2. I'm going to store this equation in case we've got to graph it. Variable, Y variable, okay, Y1, and calculate. Okay, and my R value for this would be negative 0.973. Okay, if you were doing it on Desmos, okay, you would type in this equation, y1 tilde m x1 plus b, and there is your correlation coefficient, the R value, not R squared. So E says write down the equation, so and it's y on x, which is what we've got put in. Okay, so remember this is L1, L2, so we had it set up right. Okay, so my A value, negative 0.761 x plus 46.97. Now when you round that 9 will become a 10, which will make this 47. Took 3 significant figures. Okay, next step says draw the regression line on your scatter diagram. So we know the regression line is going to pass through the mean point. Okay, and the coordinates of our mean point were 21, 31. Okay, and then the other one, instead of having to try to plot this equation, that shouldn't say plus x, that should say x. Okay, I'm just going to use the y-intercept. So the other point is going to be 0, 47. So I'm going to plot those and then draw that. So I already have M marked. Okay, and then I got to have 0, 47. So I'm going to have to estimate where that is. So this is 45. Okay, so 47 would be, I'm going to just estimate about there. And now my line of regression will look something like this. Okay. That's the point 047. And it goes through the mean point. G, it says 10 female students also recorded the number of hours they spent on social media in the month before their IB diploma exams. Each of these females spent between 3 and 30 hours on social media, and this was their line of regression. And the 11th girl spent 34 hours on social media, so that's X is 34. All right. Use the given equation to estimate the number of IB points she earned. So we're going to substitute
What? Coach has email, and then I have like, I can either keep it yellow or I can switch it up.
Nah,
That is nice.
you best pick yourself.
That's such a problem.
Okay, so I'm going to do negative 68 plus 125. So that's positive 57 over 3. Okay. So we would predict a IB score of 19. Okay. So, question is, write down a reason why this estimate is not reliable. Okay, so in order for this to be reliable, it has to be between 3 and 30 hours that you used. Okay, so anything between 3 and 30 hours would allow you to interpolate. Okay, any x values between 3 and 30. Okay, so what we used was 34. So 34 is outside the domain of the data.
Almost 6
Bro.
Maximum 20. Yes, sir. You love the 8 squad. It's called sweet boy.
So using it to estimate or using 34 to predict would require extrapolation, which is not reliable.
No. Check the thermostat.